Yes, we had some difficulties last couple of weeks, some technical issues, and one surgery. But we are back, court in session with me, Elk, and joining me as usual is Bajan Scout Alan Pinder and Avenger only one. And I hope he remains one too. Right, so let's look now straight at the East. I am so intrigued with the East, man. I started East first. So what do you think about the East there, Avenger only one?
East is a battle right now. I believe who has the best record right now? I have meaning like at it. Celtics, yes. Celtics at one point right now. Celtics at one point look like a complete juggernaut, and at times I think they just look like unstoppable, and then they play against Magic and don't see money Magic. In previous years, them losing to the Magic may have sounded like, oh, that's a bad loss, but the Magic have like the second best record in the East, or like top three or something like that. Yeah, like Magic are playing very well. The Bucks, Dame started out slow, but I think they're slowly starting to like get it together a little bit. Can't ever look the death taxes on the Miami Heat. I don't know. I can't ever count them out. Like I thought that they would have been. They started out I think 1-5, and then they rattled off like 7 straight. This was with Tyler Hero. Oh, I think Tyler Hero is still out. And before Mr. Alan Pinder goes, I got talk about his Pacers. I saw a comment, a tweet actually. It says that the Pacers are the only team is one of only 152 points have been scored 4 times this season, and the Pacers have scored 152 in 2 of them, right? They've also given up 152 in the other 2. So it's the scoring. They have the best offense in the league and the worst defense in the league.
So not quite the worst defense, but it's close.
Sorry, 29 or 28.
It's close, but not quite the worst. But definitely the best offense.
Yeah, they're playing. Halliburton is on a mission right now, but the East looks pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I must say though, just to if we go back in the pod history a little bit, I did mention that out of those second group of teams, that I did feel the Magic was pretty far ahead. I did say that I thought they were ahead of the Heat.
Yeah,
so did. I didn't think they were this good, but just watching them play against. First thing I actually saw them play was when I saw them playing against Indiana a week or so ago. And I had heard their defense is good, but yeah, their defense is no joke. Their defense is a little bit oppressive, actually. It's really good. It's excellent. So I think that defense is going to carry them for right now. I don't think their offense is too bad either. So if they get a few more, I don't think they really have a great offensive option outside the Banchero, but I think if they get a couple more offensive players, that team is doing a lot better than I expected, and I was kind of optimistic on them early on.
I think when they played y'all, I think it was the matchup was the best offense versus the best defense. I don't know if they still are the best defense, but it's definitely top 5, top 3 for sure. But yeah, they look good. I don't know.
Anybody surprise you about surprise you I am not talking about surprise you as in like the Magic who is like number 2. I am talking about surprise you in the other direction. Anybody really surprise you that they are this low or they're struggling so bad in the first 15 years?
I didn't think the Wizards would be this bad. I know the Wizards weren't great, but I figured with Poole going across and Kuzma, a couple of those young guys, I figured they would be a little frisky, but I guess the total lack of discipline on the team is just not great.
Yeah, do they even have like a veteran on the team? It doesn't seem that way. Like it doesn't seem like they have
Kuzma
that.
and Peel are probably vets.
That says a lot. that will tell you all you need to know about that team. So Kuzma and Jordan Poole are the vets. Even though I will say from a stats perspective, Poole Kuzma is having a solid season. I think he's averaging 20, 22. I can't remember his rebounds, and his assists is up. But like from a Poole, on the other hand, he is struggling. I'm not gonna lie.
Remember he was supposed to have a James Harden type season, right? Apparently.
Yeah, but he started to understand when you are a little bit higher on the scoring report. It's not as easy. It's easy to drop 20 and 30 when the other team is game planning for Steph and Clay, and then you could just pop off. But boy,
so that's the East. But what about the West? Some real surprises in the West. I mean, right now, the leading team in the West is the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by Ant-Man.
Look, this. Somebody asked me earlier in the season and this was very early. I mean, like after 2 or 3 games, what do they think about the Timberwolves? If the Timberwolves are a good team or not? And I was like, I ain't sure. I'm not sure. I think I have to see a little bit more. Well, we can see that apparently they are one of the best teams in the West. They have the.
No, I was saying I was surprised you were unsure because I think most people would just outright say no, that you're too big, like that can't work. And it's already been dubbed the worst trade in NBA history, right? So so I think most people already knew this team, figured this team was needed to be broken up and was heading back to the lottery at some point in time. So I think it's very surprising to see them at one spot right now. The defense is actually working really well.
Yeah, I think they actually have the best defense in the league. I think they think the best defense. And like maybe I expected Ant to take that lead. So that's why I said I wasn't sure if maybe he could carry them to like at least a decent level. But it seems like the fit with Cat and Gobert is actually working out now, because I saw something where like Cat has a very high defensive rating where like he's like based on the metrics. Obviously, it's just thing, but like he's top 10 or something individually. And I was like, and then when you watch
defending,
and then you also have
he's doing well.
Yeah, and then another young, because you would consider them a youngish team, and then another young team that's doing very well, the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous is continuing his breakaway year last year. He's averaging either 29 or 30. I think he's either leading the league in steals or closer there. And then Chet is having a very good rookie season. If you want to debate that, it is a rookie or whatever. Hey, all right. You hold up there, but he is having a good season. He's very efficient. I'm not one of those guys that is gonna be like, I bashing Chet to praise up Wemby. Both of them are incredible players, especially this young. But Chet looks really good right now. Kind of like.
Yeah, I think Chet is. I think Chet is benefiting a little bit from what helped Ben Simmons in his rookie campaign, where Donovan Mitchell was complaining that he wasn't really a rookie. But
I
think the year, even though he was injured that first year, being around in the NBA system and seeing certain things and still getting some coaching, some tips, and another year of summer league, I think that definitely does help him. The fact that he is playing really well, and he's extremely efficient right now offensively.
Correct.
And he's been defending really well. Yeah, that's definitely helped him a lot.
He has surprised me really. Actually, when he first came out, I was a little skeptical because of his height and the wear and tear, and then event and got injury that finished him for the season. But I must admit, the only thing that he has that he's not good at is that he should learn to grow his beard differently. But apart from that, he is really playing. He is really. I'm also on the other side, like on the other going down side, who you really thinking that surprised you as it relates to the other direction?
I would say Grizzlies. I did not think that they would be. I know they're missing Jai. Yes, Jai are very, but I did not think that they would have been this bad.
I actually
thought that they would have been hovering around maybe the middle playing until he gets there, and then obviously
probably maybe just under 500.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was they're battling with like Portland and the Spurs of the world at one point. I did not think that they would be there. We have to hope that they don't dig themselves too big a hole that even when Ja comes back, he gets kind of in the groove that maybe it's still not too late. But there is the play now, so there's always that chance, if they get that 9th, 10th spot, that they can still make the playoffs. But yeah, that's a team though that I didn't think would be this bad. The Spurs being 3-12 is not surprising. I mean, come on, you thought when we were supposed to add 50 wins?
Well, I would say I'm a little surprised because I figured I didn't think having gotten Wemby, they would still be in Wemby land right now.
I can tell you
what, so
I can tell you what, because they're doing this experiment with Showchan at point guard. Right.
So Popovich is purposely tanking then.
It seems
because that doesn't make any sense. That's on that point.
Because
really
I know that they were trying it. He has some playmaking abilities, but in my opinion, I think Trey Jones should not playmaking from a point guard standard. I mean, just from a basketball player standard, being a forward that could bring the ball and make a play.
He's like a secondary playmaker, I think. A secondary playmaker.
But to run an offense, I rather prefer Trey. I also the stats show that the offensive rating when Trey Jones is on, it skyrockets because obviously Trey is a point guard. Trey will find him for easy looks. It often looks at times like Showtime doesn't find him, doesn't see Wemby, which is crazy. Hard to miss a 7'4" guy with an 8 feet wingspan. But if you ever watch this for him, or if you ever see any clips, you will see something he just misses. Because Wemby, after the rebound, he gets so on the break. Even though he averages 9 rebounds, as soon as the ball goes out, he gets so on the break, right? So when he goes and puts his hands up, you and Alan could make that pass. I'm not dead serious. We could make that pass. So I'm surprised that that thing, but once again, there's no expectations from them to win or whatever. So I guess it's a year that they can experiment, try things or whatever.
But what about Clippers though?
Yeah, I think they needed some time
because I got some things to say about the Clippers. I
think they just needed some time to get adjusted to the trade. I think they started to find their footing a little bit, so I think they will sort of trend up. But
yeah,
I didn't think that initial slide. I didn't think it would have been that bad that they would have lost 5 sets straight. But I think they're going to start to find their footing now, and they're probably going to start to trend up.
They actually already did, because after the 5, they now won 4 their last 5 ever since Westbrook decided to go to the bench.
No.
That was okay. Hear me out, guys.
His decision. Made that clear. Everyone must know it was his decision. No one asked him. He volunteered to do this on his own.
This is just my opinion, right? I was not the biggest fan. I do not think the Clippers needed to trade for James Harden. This is me personally. The way how they started the season, building off of last year, I think with Westbrook, Kawhi, and Paul George, I did not think that they needed James Harden, right? They needed somebody that could push the pace, and that was what Westbrook did for them. So then to get someone like James Harden, who is the opposite, who doesn't really push the pace, dribbles the ball a lot in the half-court set, you kind of need to adjust your team around him. As he said, he is the system. And that is not to say he's the best player, but there are certain player styles where you need to adjust to them. You can't just put them in any team, and you could put a KD in any team or a Kawhi based on their skill sets, but you can't just put Harden on any team, because you got have a big man to set the screen for you got space so that he could take 60 dribbles and then pass or whatever and stuff like that. So I didn't think that they needed James Harden, but they made a move. At the end of the day, as Alan said, it's an adjustment period. So hopefully they will start to trend up from there. But I really hard to trade. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I think I can see why they would have needed to, because I don't think you should trust Westbrook as your point guard in the playoffs. His decision making is not where it should be when it gets there. So I think that's why they want to at least have Harden. I mean, he did lead the league in assists last year, right?
Yeah.
So even though he is the system, he can still make the intelligent basketball play when it needs to be made. And I'm not sure Westbrook can always do that in high pressure situations.
I would counter. That may be true, but James Harden might be the worst person that you could ever want to have something in the playoffs. With his history, I know it can be a little different because he's not the number one, but at the same point, he's gonna have the ball. And you know his history in the playoffs of him shrinking. He's had too many games of him, So like you could argue, like, is that really a great? I agree, maybe the best, but he's very impulsive at times and erratic. So it could think, but I don't know. To get James Harden, it's a little bit of a. And then I would have liked them to get James Harden if they didn't have to give up like all the power forwards. I thought that would be good too. At least keep one of them, but hopefully it works.
Yeah, I think they needed to. I think it wouldn't be so bad because James definitely shrinks in playoffs when you need him to score and produce at a level. With Kawhi and Paul George, he's not going to need to score. He's just going to need to distribute and get the ball where it needs to get. I think he can still do that at a high level, but he's lost too much on the offensive end to be dependable as a scoring option. He's not going to shoot well. In general, he's not going to be able to get to the basket and draw fouls.
Yeah.
So I Philly needed him to do that last year, and he's not that guy anymore. But I think for the role that he may need in the Clippers, I think it could work.
Yeah, it's possible. It could work. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Tell you what to have.
Yes, it will. And now for our picks in the fantasy, we'll go to the Bajan Scout Alan Pinder. So the fantasy picks.
Oh, there's a couple nuggets. We have CJ McCollum. He's going to be back from his injury soon. So if he is out, if he's available in your league, you should definitely look to pick him up sometime soon. Unfortunately, Jalen Johnson has gone on for the Hawks. He was playing pretty well for them, given not amazing fantasy value, but DeAndre Hunter should be getting some more reps now. I had him as someone who would do really well early on this season, but it seems that he kind of got outplayed by the same Jalen Johnson. So maybe with Johnson out, Hunter might be able to capitalize on some of the extra utility he may get over the next week or so. So keep an eye on DeAndre Hunter. And as we mentioned earlier with the Heat, they seem to get production from places that you don't really expect. And Jimmy Jaskis Jr., he's been playing extremely well for them, about 19 points or 5 boards over the last week. So he is definitely available in most leagues. So he's probably worth taking a flyer on and see if he continues that production, maybe at least in the short to medium term. Yeah, 3 guys you keep an eye on for now.
Okay, those are the fantasy picks. But of course, you cannot leave without the pick 5. And 2 weeks ago, a fella got an egg. And then 2 weeks ago, another fella got an egg. So now the score really is 8-6-4. 8 to Keelan, 6 to Alan, and I'm bringing it the rear. But I plan to make a comeback at some point. So once it's not like Harding, I don't want to be their system. Right, so the first game of the Big 5, Toronto at Brooklyn.
I wonder if Cam Thomas is gonna be back by then.
No,
he's not gonna be back by then.
He's not.
He's not. I think he has started. I think he's saying, but he started team activity or something. It could be wrong.
He's still a couple weeks away.
Was it? Okay, cool. I know. Put you back in my AR. I could go to Raptors. with the Raptors.
Okay, you're going Raptors. Are you going the Raptors too?
It's Brooklyn is at home, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go Brooklyn. I'll go the whole team.
Okay, good Brooklyn. And then on Wednesday, we have the 76ers at the Pelicans. This should be a very interesting game.
I'll go Philly.
Didn't even go for analysis there. He will go Philly.
I'm not sure the game will be that great, but we'll see.
You there?
I going Philly too. Philly too.
You're going for
Philly
too. All right. Well, I am sorry, but I gotta go for Pelicans because everybody's just going for one team.
How you trying to make the comeback and then just going with the opposite? Because
you don't know. I can make the comeback. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't want me. He believes in Williamson.
On Thursday, Indiana is at Miami. Now this is also a good game.
Ooh.
Well, let me know that Alan will go for Indiana.
Yeah, come on. We already know.
There you go.
And I can go with Miami. Since that's the only NBA team I ever watched live. Them and Wizards.
Damn, my condolences. God is not these Wizards. God is not these Wizards.
I go
with the Heat. I go with the Heat.
On Friday, we have Memphis at Dallas. I feel like going for Dallas, just in case.
They could be home, away, or Mars. They game with Dallas too.
Yeah, hard to pick Memphis there. Go with your Mavs.
And then on Saturday,
is that coming back? Because
it's Portland criminal game with the pick 5. Portland versus at Utah.
That should be a barn burner.
That's a barn burner for the seller.
I'm gonna go. Hopefully, Markkanen is gonna be playing that game because they saw that he's out for this game tonight. So I can go with I can still go with the Jazz. Hopefully he's back. Yeah,
I think you should. I think you should have one more game. The real battle for the seller. I think that's tonight with the Pistons and the Wizards. I believe that is actually tonight. That is the real battle for the seller.
Yeah,
those are the two worst teams.
Yeah,
both can't lose apparently. So
they will try though.
They can find a way.
So Portland at Utah. Keelan going for the Jazz. I'll give it Jazz too.
Now they give me the Jazz.
What about
you? I win the Jazz.
So we going okay.
Jazz as well.
Okay, so that is it for pick 5. And that also is it for court in session. And now the court is adjourned.